We got one dream and that's we got one scheme and that's one theme and that's my whole life and that's one love. One love, got one dream and that's one love. One love, we got one scheme and that's one love. One love, that's one theme and that's one love. One love, my whole life.
I said there's two of us, we got one dream and that's one love.
Yeah, that's one love.
Between the both of us, we got one scheme and that's one love.
Yeah, that's one love.
Our life together has one theme and that's one love.
I said that's one love.
I'd rather die than live my whole life without that one love. And you that one love. I said there's two of us, we got one dream and that's one love.
Yeah, that's one love.
Between the both of us, we got one scheme and that's one love.
Yeah, that's one love.
Our life together has one theme and that's one love.
I said that's one love.
I'd rather die than live my whole life without that one love. And you that one love, girl.
All these girls keep chasing views like they doing something. They ain't doing nothing. And all these boys keep making moves cause they assuming something. Everybody doing fake friends like they crew or something. But all these people make my stomach sick like the flu or something. They crying X, 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 X cause they prince is gone. We might just flex cause our money long. They selling sex cause it's selling strong. I might just bag a check girl and take you home. Yeah, real love I owed you. Real love I showed you. I wish for once that you would back me up, but I can't expect that I know you. Cause we been there and then we came through it. Backstabbed and then we undo it. A lot of people said they come through, but when it came to it, ain't one do it. We got one dream and that's we got one scheme and that's one theme and that's my whole life and that's one love. One love, got one dream and that's one love. One love, we got one scheme and that's one love. One love, that's one theme and that's one love. It's one love, my whole life.
I said there's two of us, we got one dream and that's one love.
Yeah, that's one love.
Between the both of us, we got one scheme and that's one love.
Yeah, that's one love.
Our life together has one theme and that's one love.
I said that's one love.
I'd rather die than live my whole life without that one love. And you that one love. I said there's two of us, we got one dream and that's one love.
Yeah, that's one love.
Between the both of us, we got one scheme and that's one love.
Yeah, that's one love.
Our life together has one theme and that's one love.
I said that's one love.
I'd rather die than live my whole life without that one love. And you that one love.
I got my head down, arms are up. I didn't think life would be this rough. Back and forth, we went do-si-do, and then I packed my bags and I hit the road. We were making moves without a clue. I took my love away from you. Looking back, all regret. My chin is up and you puffed your chest. Cause we coming for the go, girl, we won't stop. Working and we grinding till we hit the top. Everyone is waiting for the love that we are chasing, and the haters will be hating, but we won't stop. Cause we running and we gunning. So watch out, cause we coming. One love, we in our feelings, and it's not gonna crumble, yeah. We got one dream and that's we got one scheme and that's one theme and that's my whole life and that's one love. One love, got one dream and that's one love. One love, we got one scheme and that's one love. One love, that's one theme and that's one love. That's one love, my whole life.
I said there's two of us, we got one dream and that's one love.
Yeah, that's one love.
Between the both of us, we got one scheme and that's one love.
Yeah, that's one love.
Our life together has one theme and that's one love.
I said that's one love.
I'd rather die than live my whole life without that one love. And you that one love. I said there's two of us, we got one dream and that's one love.
Yeah, that's one love.
Between the both of us, we got one scheme and that's one love.
Yeah, that's one love.
Our life together has one theme and that's one love.
I said that's one love.
I'd rather die than live my whole life without that one love. And you that one love, girl. And you that one love, girl.
One love. One love. One love.
And you that one love, girl.
One love. One love. It's one love.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Go to the fucking gym.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole normal.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testicles. Welcome, everyone, to episode 3058 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleevescast, and slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, hustlers, and yahos? It's your boy, Papa Swolio, back with another episode. In today's episode, the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everesting K2 Flexing on all you beaches. All right, fam, hashtag SFGs in the comments down below. That stands for sick fucking gains, and I hope you're making sick fucking gains today. Make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe. We're live on Rumble, at the Daily Swole on Rumble. Make sure that you check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and leave a 5-star review if you haven't yet done so. Helps tremendously. Thanks for being here, and if you're interested in joining the fam, head on over to swolenormousx.com, because we do have our much anticipated app dropping shortly, as well as you can check out all the private exclusive content, programs, yoga, meditation, hundreds of classes, full programs, depending on what you're trying to accomplish, thousands of recipes, and we add new content every single week. And also tomorrow we have an overtime segment, which is only for members. So if you enjoy the show, don't miss out on any of our bonus segments. We have a brand new Driving While Gaining, and of course, new Balls Deep edits that we will feature tomorrow, right after the public live stream in overtime. So make sure you are there for that. It's going to be dope. Now let's moisturize and get into that tip. But before we do, we're still rocking our amazing buy one, get one 50% off. Buy two, get two 50% off. Buy seven, get seven 50% off. Check out the brand new Beetlejuice design over there. Awesome colors. Make sure that you are getting your orders in. That way you get your Halloween stuff in time for October. It's the end of September, so everyone's moving into fall mode. So make sure you get your brand new Beetlejuice merch. It's awesome, and people are going to ask you where you got it. That looks awesome. Where do I get mine? Well, you get it over at papaswolio.com. Check it out and place your orders today. Now let's get into the tip, fam. Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. All right, let's get into the first post. This one's from Gina.
What's in the box?
Gina says, what's a decent alternative to the cable Y raise? I can only do 2 reps at 5 kilograms, the minimum gym at my weight, about 12 pounds per arm. Cable Y raise. Use a band. Use dumbbells and go prone on an incline bench. Y raises are fine. That's good for the lower traps, mid-lower traps, posterior rotator cuff. So really good exercise. You can also check out the prone press. You could do them on high incline or lower incline bench. That would be my recommendation. Use very light dumbbells. You could also use 2.5 pound plates. You don't have to use dumbbells, but doing them in a prone position on an incline. Okay, let's get into another post from the Telegram chat. Melinda says, hey fam, checking in since who knows when, but I'm still here doing my best. The last time I checked in, I wasn't doing my best, so I sat on my thoughts for some days, and all I gotta say is I hate feeling stuck. I've been working on all of me every day and finally fully understanding what I'm going to do to move forward. I read the 90-day dash manual and realized that I did read it, but I didn't allow the information to sink in the first time. And by the way, I fucking love how simple the manual is written. I have a busy lifestyle with working 50 hours a week, being there for my 4 kids with appointments, etc. It isn't easy, but I can do this. I encourage my teens to work on themselves as well, and I'm making sure to show them that I'm doing the same. My reality for training, if not the way I would have imagined it, but I'm going to keep going and adjusting until I find my swing. It took decades to reach this point mentally, and I'm not going back. I always knew it would take a long time to reach my goals, and I'm also instilling it in myself that this is not just a goal, it's a lifetime of better living. Overall, I'm feeling better this week and will be repeating primer week as it is until I feel stable with my balance and better strength in my body. I'm already halfway there and not far from the next step. Happy lifting to all, and to all a good day. And like Papa Swole says, go to the fucking gym.
Hi, puppy.
I love it. Good for you. Good for you. This is exactly what I was going to say when Melinda says, you know, I knew it was going to take a long time to reach my goals. It's going to take your entire life because your goals are going to change. You're going to move the goalpost. So the most important thing is that you're focusing on executing and being successful every day. And then what you do every day to get to that next checkpoint, you can see it. Of course, you want to maybe lose a certain amount of body fat or get a certain amount of strength or build muscle and improve your mobility, this, that, and the other. But it's really about executing the habits every day. And then long term, you'll make that progress. But if you're focused on every day, you can be successful every day. And this is what most people don't realize. They wait until, hey, I want to lose 100 pounds. I'm not successful until I lose 100 pounds. I'm not successful until I get to that end point. Well, that end point is never there until you're dead. It's always just going to change. As you get older, it might move away from, you're still trying to improve strength, but of course, strength is going to decrease over time. You're trying to maintain it the best way you can, but working on mobility. But all those things are going to adjust, but even though they adjust doesn't mean you can't be successful every day. And if you're successful every day, you're going to adhere to your programming much more. If you're waiting to lose a certain amount of weight, you have to wait until that one day, hey, I'm successful. You're not going to be satisfied. Waiting for a number on a scale is like the worst type of inspiration. It doesn't really matter because you want to put on muscle. You want to build muscle. So that number is going to look different than when you were fat and had no muscle or skinny. So people think about, hey, I wish I was the weight I was in college or high school or something like that. Well, maybe you weighed 150 pounds, but you were skinny and had no muscle. Now you're 270 and you want to be 150 again. Well, if you're building muscle, you're not going to be 150. You might be 160. You might be 170. You might be 120. You might be 130 because you have muscle. So it's that number does not matter. What matters is your body fat percentage and how much lean mass you have. Lacey says, Papa, I see you have your Deadpool, your shirt. Oh, I see your shirt. You have Deadpool on. Yeah, I got the Swolverine. So check it out, papaswole.com. Look at that design. Love it. Check out your deadlift and Swolverine. All right, let's get into some emails. If you're not on the email list, go sign up for free. Go to makeemailswoleagain.com. Get on the email list. Let's get into a couple responses from Don't Feel Like Training Today. This one's from Philip. Philip replied and said, rise and grind, motherfuckers. Hit some warm-up cardio this morning and killed some chest and tries. I tweaked my right shoulder last week, so I went light with high reps on the chest, finished up with an ab circuit. Thinking about going back this afternoon for some legs. Depends on how far I get with my schoolwork. Just thought I'd let you know I went to the fucking gym. LOL, have a great day. Again, for anyone that's trying to work out twice in a day, you're not recovering. Just don't do it. Because if you go back for 2 workouts, it's not just that, oh, I feel good. You're not going to be able to push. You're not going to be able to lift as much. I promise. If you do 2 workouts back to back in terms of 2 days, that workout on the next day is going to be compromised by whatever you do on the first day. So if you have a rest day, a recovery day, and you're 100%, you come back in, whatever you train first in that next workout, that's when you're the most recovered. That's why I like to give a day between intense training sessions because I want as much recovery as possible so I can get the most out of the workout. So I'm not a fan of doing twice in a day. I think it's way overkill. It's way overkill. You're really sacrificing the strength and the ability to build muscle and create that stimulus with 2 workouts in a day. This is my take on it, but good for you. Good for you for feeling good and crushing it. People get amped, right? people get amped and they want to do more. Like, I feel great. I'm going to go back. Again, getting results isn't about how you feel. It's about objectively what you're accomplishing. So it's good to feel good. It's good to recover. There are so many people out there that don't feel accomplished until they're sore and crippled. That's not the goal. The goal is to progressively overload. Okay, don't feel like training today. SH says, I held off responding until I was done with my workout because I didn't want to fucking go. I did not. I called and whined to my husband, who told me to shut up because he knows I'll be happier after I go. She said, shush up, but we all know. Quote, not going won't help you achieve your goals. Smart man. Which I groaned at, but I appreciated, so I fucking went. And I fucking cussed to myself the entire time about it through every rep and felt 10 times fucking better when I was through. It's the end of Shark Week, so I always have less energy before more, but I fucking did it. That is all. Based. Good for you.
And that's the way, I like it.
All right, again, get on the email list. Go to makeemailswolingen.com and sign up for the email list right now. It's 100% free. That way you can get your inbox stretched out with the knowledge cock. Trust me, if you enjoy the knowledge cock, you're missing out. You're missing out on that shaft. So don't miss out. Go sign up. All right, let's get into some questions. If you got live questions, hashtag ask Papa Swolio. Hashtag ask Papa Swolio. Cerny says, doing maximum swole, there's no way I could work out more than once a day. Nor should you. You shouldn't be working out more than once a day. I do an upper lower split and I do every other day. Now I'm going to, sometimes in between, like today, I'm going to be doing calves and some mobility, but it's very limited type of intensity. So I'm still going to be recovering. And then I'm doing legs tomorrow. So I'm still going to be repairing even on like the off day. So either it's a complete recovery day where I'm not doing any intense training, or like I said, I'm doing mobility. I'm going to do some Swolga, some mobility, and specifically one, let's say 2 or 3 sets of calves intensely, but the volume is so small, it's not going to be, it doesn't hold me back. So smart to give a little bit more recovery. And of course, everyone's recoverability is different. I have done the 2 days in a row and then 1 or 2 days off, but I liked, and I tried to do upper lower rest. But I found that when I do 2 back to back, I'm just more fatigued and I end up having to take 2 recovery days, and I'd rather just pace it out. I found that when I do every other day, I'm able to do it consistently. So if I'm setting up a program where I'm doing 2 on, 1 off, then 2 on, 1 off, or you can do 2 on, 1 off, 2 on, 2 off, 2 on, 1 off, 2 on, 2 off. You could do that too. But I found that just mentally, I just get a little bit more exhausted. So when I have every other day, I haven't needed to, I always could. If I really feel sore, I did a little bit more volume, or for whatever reason, it's not a bad thing to take an additional day off in between. If something happens, I'm like, oh, I'll train tomorrow. I'll just do some yoga and recovery today. So it's not a big deal, but I found that there's no need for me to expand that and to change it. I've kind of found that sweet spot. So everyone's different. Doesn't mean you can't do it. You can do 2 on, 2 off, 2 on, 1 off, and alternate that. I just found that I perform better, and I've seen more consistent progress with the every other day. So everyone's different. Just keep that in mind. And it's important to understand that if you're training more frequently, you have to adjust the volume. Keep the intensity high, but adjust the volume. So a lot of times people want to do more volume. They think that more volume is better. But if you do more volume, you need more recovery, and more volume isn't better. You actually start beating a dead horse. It's more important to progressively overload, train intensely, and decrease the volume and increase the frequency. So if you're training more frequently, you have to do less in a given workout. Aries God of War 3, bro, how do you get better abs? By training them. Full extension, full flexion, and eat better food. You need to build muscle all over your body and be leaner. Everyone has abs. This is why you have these drug addict rock band, from like the 80s, 90s, and they had abs, but they were just skinny and lean and shredded because they were losing tons of water and barely eating and doing tons of coke and stuff like that. Everyone has abs. You just can't see it because you're fat. But you can still develop the muscles. You have to progressively overload them like anything else, but you want to get a full stretch, having one of those benches and pads where you can get a full rounded back or arched back. Full flexion extension is important. So it's a muscle like anything else, and you can build thicker, more defined abs, but it's like anything else. If you're bulking and you're eating in a calorie surplus or slight surplus and you're training hard, you're not going to see veins in the same way. Like, I don't see veins in my biceps and everything in the same way when I was leaner because I'm bulking and I'm putting on some size. I'm not really concerned with having really low body fat percentage. When I get a pump, I'll see some veins, and my shoulders tend to have some shoulder veins and stuff like in videos. But if you're leaner, you're going to see more blood vessels. You're going to see the veins in your body parts more when you're leaner. It's like anything else. You're not going to see the definition as much when you have more body fat. And if you're trying to put on strength and size, you're better off focusing on the quality of the foods and just eating more. Eating more, that way you can have the nutrition that you need, and also it's better for your joints. There's really no need to be shredded to the bone unless you're doing a competition and stuff like that. A lot of people see what they see they see modeling shots, they see post competition pictures on Instagram. I want to look like that. These guys are juiced, water depleted. They don't maintain that all year round. Chris Bumstead, he's taking tons of juice. He's Mr. Olympia in his division, and he doesn't look like that all year round. So you only see what people show you, and a lot of times people only show you when they look the best. They don't show you when they feel flat, feel like shit, like, here, I take a picture, I look like garbage. Big O, being that we are in an election year, if you are running, what type of fitness policy will you implement? I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really, it has to start from the ground up. It's not going to start from the top. This is why, you have people like RFK and Make America Healthy. Okay, fine. You could ban some of these things and ban garbage foods and this, that, and the other. But the difference between that is that you can make these changes now. So everyone that's waiting for a politician to tell you what to do and, hey, we're going to get rid of these garbage things, I do think that a lot of this stuff should be removed. We shouldn't be putting toxins in the tap water and garbage, endocrine disruptors and Roundup and glyphosate and atrazine and stuff in the food supply. But you can get rid of this stuff right now. You can just eat better. You can eat better now. So people that are waiting for the top down, do it today. Unstoppable. Papa Soul, you mentioned TRT a few times. Is that testosterone replacement therapy? Yes, that's what it refers to. HRT is hormone replacement therapy. Matt says Sebum actually talked about his stack is significantly less than other people in his class. Less than other people, a lot objectively. He's taken a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. You don't get to that point without taking a lot of shit. Some people respond better and are hyper responders, but he's taken a lot. You don't get like that without taking a lot of juice, man. So less than other people does not mean that he's taken a lot. But depend, saying you're taking a lot, that's opinion, right? How to get inner chest? You don't. I mean, it's like anything else. You get inner chest by working your chest. So make sure that you're doing some sort of chest movement where you're getting a converging, like a machine where it converges, or a pec deck machine where you're getting that tension through the full range of motion, doing something like dumbbell flies. Yeah, you're still going to work your sternal pec, but you're not getting the tension at the top. So a good chest press where it has a converging pattern is good. Of course I never said he wasn't putting in the work. What are you talking about? He's definitely juicing, but he's still putting in work. Yeah. You can't just juice and get big. You have to lift weights. Everyone's putting in work. But he's still taking a lot of juice and growth and all that stuff. But everyone's different. There's all these different compounds. And by the way, most of these guys take like 15, 20, 30 plus different things. They'll take like a couple milligrams of this, a little bit of this, they'll take aromatase or inhibitors or all sorts of different stuff. And they'll take a little bit of growth. They'll take 10 different compounds, small amounts. It's a whole science in itself. I just don't know. I know some of the names just from listening to podcasts and stuff, but there's a lot of things. Everyone responds differently. Michael Zittoni, thoughts on creatine? It's great. I take it every day. I recommend it. Zabrak Twin 1, what do you do in your free time? I lift weights. I consider everything my free time. This is still my free time. This is my business. I'm creating content. I'm working on the business, advertising, marketing, doing podcasts, lifting weights, gardening, being with the dogs, reading, being outside. Giannis Sotolidis. Last chance to get your questions in. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. Papa Swolio, how do I tell my girlfriend to go with me, Jim? Ask her instead of me. How do I tell her to go with me, Jim? Invite her. Invite her. Now, a lot of times people don't, like, I'll train Mama Swolio, but I don't necessarily work out with her. When we used to go to the gym, actually go to a gym, we didn't work out together all the time. Maybe we would converge for one exercise where I would spot her and stuff, but we would also separate and do our own thing. So you can go with her to the gym. You don't necessarily have to train together. It can be a pain in the butt, changing bars and changing weights. If you're in a busy gym and you're on one squat rack, to like pull off all the weights and replace them. So it can be a distraction. Sometimes people like it to be their focus and their personal time, but it doesn't mean you can't go together and then do separate things. So, Cody Gerzacic or Gerzacic. Should I eat my greens to become swole papa? Some greens are going to be better than others. I don't eat much in terms of vegetables. I'm not carnivore by any means, but I don't eat greens per se. So should you? Everyone's going to be different what you tolerate, but if you're eating quality animal source proteins and you're getting in your protein, fat, good carbohydrates, you're going to find that most of those things are not necessary. Eating your kale and spinach is inferior to things like liver and bone marrow. It's just much better for you in general. Doesn't mean you can't eat it and not have problems, but a lot of times people have gut issues, and there's a lot of issues with kale and spinach inhibiting mineral absorption, stuff like that. So not that eating some of that, not that having some of it's going to be like, oh, you're going to die. You're going to not make gains because you ate some spinach. But most people will find that they thrive without those things. And it's not that you're not getting your nutrition and you're getting it from better, more bioavailable places. Maxvale 63, what's your training split look like? Upper, lower, every other day. Aidan Nyland, 88. Papa Swolio, what time do you wake up and go to sleep every day? I wake up about 8 or so, and I'll go to sleep at like 10, 11, something around there. We start winding down and getting in bed. We read too, so what time I actually go to sleep, I don't know. Sometimes I read too long, and I'm like, oh shit, and I get absorbed in my book, so. But we wind down after dinner, red lights on, and we read. We read at the table, and then we read and kind of wind down. All right, last questions. That was good. Anything else? Going once, going twice? Go deep.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! That's deep.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Pick a number. Number 1, number 2, or number 3. Number 1, number 2, number 3. And we're going to watch this one because, man, is this a fucking scary video. We'll watch a part of it because I don't know if I can tolerate the whole thing. It's a long one, but, man, it's fucking scary. Let's check out the X-Files a little bit. Holy shit. My God. I'm telling you. Where is that?
What the fuck is that?
Okay, so. I'll play it. It's horrifying.
You know what MAGA hates the most about us? Our joy. We are the party of fun. We are the party of love, compassion, empathy. We're the party that knows how to bring up the underdog.
The eyes, Chico.
If you're just listening, talk about, like, I thought it was a Halloween mask. Her teeth are jacked. Her eyes are just insane. They all have crazy fucking eyes. And I think it's because they don't get proper nutrition and they're just watching MSNBC all day. I would be insane too. I would go insane. That's torture.
We know how to help each other out. We know how to raise and support our middle class. They freaking hate that about us. Have you ever been to a party and there's that one person in the room that's just the light? The person that's having fun, the person that's dancing and joyful. There will always be that group on the other side. Oh my God, look at her, look at him, blah, 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 and try to take away that person's light. That's exactly what they are trying to do right now.
Yeah.
They are trying to take our momentum of joy away from us. It is no coincidence that right now we are seeing extreme behaviors of hate.
Yeah. Says the party that wants abortion up into the last trimester. Yeah, the party of joy. Joy and coat hangers, everyone.
I mean, the former president. I hate Taylor Swift. A sheriff calling immigrants maggots. No, what did he say? He said they were cockroaches. Okay? Then you have
illegal criminal aliens.
Lowry, whatever, saying the N-word on CNN. What? It's all to steal our joy and make us angry. And you know what? I reject it. You're just revealing who you are. That's all. Don't let them take your joy. Don't let them take away the momentum of unity that we have, because it's exactly what they're trying to do.
Yeah, the Democrat. Yeah, unity. Unity. That's what we're calling it from the left. Unity. Right. Yeah. Maoist unity. Good.
And I reject it. You reject it. In fact, when you see hate, negativity on this app or anywhere, send them love. Send them light. I guarantee you, they will hate it.
Jesus. All right, I'm good. Those eyes are insane.
Loud noises!
That was creepy. Let's take a video and then we'll get into Logan Paul and Mr. Beast. These dudes. We'll get into that. We'll get into that in a second. Let's see. Unstoppable 365. Number 3. Zep bound injection. Zep bound. I don't even know what that is. We're gonna find out though.
I've kind of gone back and forth with myself about, do I want to take my Zepbound injection the week of Ezra's birthday and our Disney trip? I don't think I do, because I do get nauseous. I do have a hard time eating, and I can't eat any of the Disney foods.
Does anyone know what that is? My folder says Zep bound. It didn't sound like that's exactly what she said. I don't know what that is. Is that transition? Or is that like a fat loss? Is that like, I don't know what that is. Does anyone know? Drop in the chat if you know. Let's just keep playing it.
You know, it's okay to enjoy food, you guys. It's okay to have gastric bypass, to be on GLP-1, to whatever you choose in life. It's okay to still enjoy food every now and then. And I think I would personally like to enjoy food. Ezra's never.
Yeah, enjoy food, AKA it's like Ozempic. Okay. Oh no, enjoying food means feeding your addiction. There's no food at Disney unless you're getting like a piece of pineapple or an apple or a banana. There's no food. There's no food at Disney. Yeah, Paul says it's hard to eat the junk. It's hard to eat that garbage at those places. Personally, I would try to avoid at all costs giving Disney a fucking dollar these days. Oh no, you can't eat poison at Disney. Oh no.
Been. I would like to have a corn dog. I definitely can't eat corn dogs on Zepbound. It makes me so sick. Just 2 bites. And so it's the food and wine thing over at Epcot. And I would just like to go and enjoy the trip. So I really am giving serious thought to just not taking the injection. I still have the restriction from the bariatric surgery. So it's not like I can overeat or go.
Yo, so this chick had to have surgery because she can't stop fucking eating. So she had bariatric surgery and now she's on weight loss. Like, my God, this is like a mental disorder. They're addicted. So she has to still take a drug. Her life revolves around consuming. She's addicted to these foods. I think I'm just not going to take it because it's okay to enjoy food. You had surgery to like suture your stomach closed because you can't stop fucking eating. And now you're still on a weight loss drug and you're like, I'm just not going to take it. Your habits are garbage. I feel bad for her, but it's like, you're doing this to yourself. And she's posting about it as if she had some kind of like, you know, oh, I just discovered this. It's okay to enjoy food. No, it's not. Enjoy, you have an addiction. That's not enjoyment. There's a difference there. This is not enjoying food. This is compulsive behavior.
Too crazy, and we'll be walking all kinds of, you know, I get all kinds of miles in at Disney. Now I feel like I'm justifying bad behavior, but it's not really bad behavior, right?
Yeah, it is. Oh my God, she just said it. Hold on.
Disney. Now I feel like I'm justifying bad behavior, but it's not really bad behavior, right? To go on vacation.
It is.
And enjoy food every now and then.
She's justifying binge eating. This is, look, you're watching us. This is a sickness. I wish you would actually get help and change your lifestyle habits, but Disney is not where you go for that. She's literally saying, it's not really bad, is it? It is.
It's not an everyday occurrence, so.
This is just right. You know, it's just an excuse. It's an excuse for bad behavior. You're making an excuse for terrible behavior. You're feeding your addictions and you're trying to justify it because you're going to Disney and there's no options, right? There's no options. Mama Swole and I went to Universal like years ago with like her family or something, because they do, you know, her family always had like or timeshares and stuff in Orlando. Like I did a Swole Motion like a long time ago. Anyway, we brought our own food. We made like grass-fed meatballs and brought stuff, and we still ate good food, like our food.
I don't know. I think that's what I'm going to do though. Skip it that week.
Yeah. Okay. That'll work.
Now, once you've had sex with the woman, she will naturally start to depend on you. Okay? Sure. All women do
All right,
this.
let's talk about garbage food. How many of you are aware you have kids? Even if you don't have kids, you guys know what Lunchables are, right? Lunchables are literally synthetic garbage that these marketing companies pretended like there's something that kids should be eating, all right? Parents need to make their children real food. My kids don't like that. They don't eat this. They don't need to eat broccoli. My kids, and of course they don't like plain broccoli. It's disgusting. I don't like it. Most kids don't like vegetables because they're gross. They taste like shit. People eat these things, but they have to dip it in ranch dressing. They have to dip it in vegetable and seed oils and sugar because it's disgusting. It tastes like garbage. So anyway, Lunchables are garbage. So you have Mr. Beast, Logan Paul, and KSI, these sociopaths that now are making these things called Lunchlies, which is more garbage. These guys have all the money in the world. They have all the attention. They can actually make food. They can actually make healthy fucking food, but it's the same shit with a different box. It's gross. I wouldn't say these guys are grifters. Oh, they have a lot of money, but it's doing the most insane garbage, right? Their electrolyte drink Prime. It's sugary trash. It's garbage. So it's really insidious. You know, Mr. Beast can't smile with his face. You ever see it? Notice he's always like this? His eyes are dead, just cold and dead. When someone doesn't, the smile doesn't reach their eyes, there's something wrong with this dude. But it's gross. This shit is gross. So let's watch this video. It's really frustrating that these guys that have
Lunchly versus
they have a lot of money. They have all the attention, you know, millions and millions of views on anything. They could post whatever the fuck, and they could actually have made something healthy. They could have actually made something healthy that is actually good for a child to have, but they're putting out more garbage. Check it out.
Lunchly versus Lunchables.
With Lunchly, you get double the amount of liquid.
Prime has no sugar added, more electrolytes, and more B vitamins.
Crunch Bar. Whoa. Feastables Crunch
Yeah!
Bar. Our pizza uses real cheese. Theirs, as it says on their box, is mozzarella pasteurized prepared cheese product. They can't even call it real cheese. Ooh. We're also 30 less calories, 3 less grams of fat, and 8 less grams of sugar. Turkey Stack 'em. 310 calories.
230 calories.
21 grams of sugar.
Only 7 grams of sugar.
If you look at this close up, you can already tell which one has
only
better.
7 grams of sugar.
All right, we'll start off with the Lunchables.
Bro, I'm sorry, that's trash. All right, now we're trying Lunchly. Come on.
We're not biased at all, but ours is way better.
Fiesta Nachos. 22 grams of sugar.
10 grams of sugar.
7 grams of protein.
9 grams of protein.
Come in close and look at the queso cheese in Lunchly versus whatever
That's disgusting.
Drip versus stick. I like my cheese drippy, bruh. This is a Lunchly salsa right here. Look at the consistency, the texture. And this is Lunchables. Look, it's watery. I can't even look at that. With 400 milligrams of electrolytes, my God!
And it's available for around $4. Super affordable. Go give it a try.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So you're making garbage. So this is like garbage light. 7 grams of protein, 9 grams of protein in their synthetic cheese. These things are gross. You know, feed your kids steak. They should be chewing. They shouldn't be sucking on a pacifier. It's going to deform their face. Make sure they're chewing real food. Once they get off the tit, you give them real fucking food. Give them steak, give them fruit. Just give them meat and fruit. They're not going to have attention deficit disorder. They're not going to have all these weird, get them off don't put them on laptops and iPads and TV. Get them outside, get them barefoot running around, get them exercising. Physical activity and quality food. It's just gross. Again, all the money in the world, all the attention, not just the money, but the attention. And I'm not saying these guys don't know what they're doing with social media. They trap attention, but this is brain rot. All their content, like Mr. Beast content, is brain rot. Sure, it's promoted by YouTube and it gets millions of views. And I'm not hating on the success of the individual. Okay, so he knows how to get attention. That's what this is. He knows how to capitalize, but it's manipulating for kids. Obviously, kids like, I want Lunchly. I want what Mr. Feastables. It's just garbage processed shit. I don't know how these guys sleep at night knowing that they're profiting off killing people. That's what they're doing. They're harming people, rotting their brains and rotting their guts, which is rotting their brains. Okay, so let's see some other news. Pick a number 1 or 2 for videos. Of course, we have other news. The spending bill with the SAVE Act failed. Of course, you have 14 Republicans that voted against it and 206 Democrats. Any of those Republicans that voted against. This is the spending bill to fund the government. I say shut the fucking shit down. I say shut it down. I don't know why everyone's afraid. Oh my God, government shutdown. Yo, shut it down. Shut it down. Stop funding the government. End the spend. Government funding. Why is that a bad thing? Why would it be a bad thing for the government? The government's going to shut down. Fucking good. They don't do anything. The only thing the government does better than the private sector is stealing your private property. That's all the government's good for. It does nothing. Just shut it down. All they say every fucking time is there's going to be a government shutdown. Sweet. We should get rid of 90 to 95% of it immediately. And if you got rid of 90% of the government, like you snapped your fingers like Thanos and the government just disappeared, 90%, you would notice nothing in your life change. You would notice nothing in your life change. I'm not saying get rid of the local fire department and the police. That's local. That's not federal. You would say you would see no difference. Fucking abolish the IRS, get rid of all these fucking taxes, get rid of all this shit, cut the funding down dramatically. Everything would be better. Everyone would have more money. You'd have less inflation. Everyone's time would be returned to them. But the reason why it didn't pass is because of the SAVE Act, where we don't want logical people that want to put America first to make America great again. We don't want illegal criminal aliens voting in our elections. That's basically what the SAVE Act is. You guys are aware of the SAVE Act. So they attached the SAVE Act to the government spending. And guess what? The Democrats voted against it. You know what they're going to say? They're going to say the Republicans are trying to shut down the government. The Republicans are a threat to democracy. The Republican is shutting down the government. Oh no. Oh no, the government. Oh my God, the government isn't be able to work. You're not going to notice anything. Oh, the government's not going to be able to send more billions to Ukraine and Israel? Oh no. Oh no. Oh my goodness, how horrible. How horrible for the government to shut down. Shut it down. My God, shut it down, please. Please. whomever those Republicans are should be ashamed of themselves. And every Democrat obviously should be fucking ashamed. Notice that. Okay. So you're going to hear on all the libtard media that it's the Republicans, that the Republicans were, shut it down, whatever. The Republicans were voting for this because it attached the SAVE Act. The Democrats voted against it. Why would the Democrats vote against the funding of the government? The Uniparty, they want to fund the government. They voted against it because of the SAVE Act. They want criminal aliens voting in our elections. Most logical people are trying to stop the steal because that's what's happening. That's why all the illegal aliens were flown around to red areas and swing states in order to get them registered and slip them in. Mail-in ballots, who the fuck knows? Shut it down. Shut it down. Please shut it down. Shut it the fuck down. I love how that's a threat. The government might shut down. You will not notice a single thing. You will not notice a single thing. Tell me what's going to go bad. What happens if the government shuts down? Tell me what happens. The government, there's not one thing that the government does better than the private sector. There's not one thing except stealing from you. Stealing your rights, stealing your freedom, stealing your life. That's all the government does. Okay. We're still live? Magic. Let's go with Sand Ocean number 1. Plane seats.
What's in
plane
the box?
Same with plane seats, right?
Jesus.
Plane seats. If a fat person goes, oh, it'd be awesome if plane seats were bigger, right? And you all go, well, I could fit in my seat. And if they made the plane seats bigger, then they would have to put all the costs up to accommodate it. And I'm not going to pay more for my plane seat just because fat people want bigger seats.
Yep.
First of all, they don't have to put any seat price up, right?
Yep,
That's
they do.
capitalism, right? They are putting the seat price up and blaming the consumer for it.
Okay. They're putting the price up and blaming the consumer for it. Let me tell you how this works. If the airlines, which are already in a big way subsidized by the government, if there are less seats, this is called legroom, first class, business class, they're more expensive because they take up more room. If a seat takes up 2 or 3 seats, that's why if you want to fly first class, instead of $180, it's going to be $500, $600, $700. You pay a premium for more space because you take up more space. Yes, it's not blaming the consumer. Let's say no one wanted to fly in an airline. We demand bigger seats. They would make bigger seats and they'd be more expensive. Objectively, they have to be more expensive. Businesses and capitalism will adjust the products they make based on demand. If people are demanding something, they'll do it, but it doesn't mean it's going to be cheaper. Okay? This is just stupid shit.
Any seat price up, right? That's capitalism, right? They are putting the seat price up and blaming the consumer for it when they just don't need to be making as much profit. These are multi-billion-dollar profitable corporations.
Oh, they don't need to be making as much profit. Oh, but my communism. They don't need to be making as much money. Yeah, slippery slope. Just take from the rich and give to the poor who are not producing anything. Right? That's the problem. That's the problem with this approach. Okay? People that beg, people that want, but they don't provide value to society. People want shit for free. They take from producing people and they want to give to people who don't produce anything. And guess what that's going to do? That's going to raise prices more because less people are going to fly. Prices are going to go up. Less people are going to be incentivized to work. There's going to be less planes because companies are not going to put effort into creating better products if they're capped with how much they can make. Just straight up. Supply and demand and creating a good product. So if you put a limit, if people can work and they have to work and they can't make more money, they're going to be less incentivized to do a good job because they can't move up. They can't make more money. They can't do better in their job. They can't get rewarded for what they do. So people are going to quit. You have less people working for airlines and more people quit. Guess what? You're going to have less people to run your planes. You're going to have less flights. The price is going to go up even more. This is what communists don't understand. They want things for free, but they don't understand the long-term second, third, fourth order consequences of people not being able to buy shit getting more expensive. It's not going to just go up 2x. It's going to go up 3, 4, 5, 6x to the point where your dollar's worthless. The price is $1,000 a seat, and now you can't travel. Oh, let's continue. It's not done yet. There's still stupid, retarded shit that she hasn't said yet. 37 seconds.
They don't have to be making as much profit as they are. And yet they would blame us and then encourage you to blame the fat people just for wanting, I don't know, a bit of comfort.
You are not entitled to comfort. Pay more. I fly on airplanes. It's not comfortable for me. You want to pay? You pay for comfort. You want a car with leather seats, you're going to pay more. You want a higher trim on a car, you pay more for it. Okay? That's it. If you want, I don't know, you want your car, right? You have cloth, you want leather. Well, that's the luxury version. That's the Extreme or the Excelsior, or, you have base level model, you have the higher trim, and you have like the highest trim. It's going to cost you more money. You want to be more comfortable, then you pay more. Again, you want to pay more. You can make it less. You can make the seats, you can make it less. Guess what? The seat's not going to have padding. You're not going to have TVs. You're not going to have free Wi-Fi. You're not going to get a cup of water. You're not going to get a bag of peanuts. You're not going to get, the seats could be less comfortable. You want that? You want them to skimp more on the seats? You want to make them less comfortable? They can do that and keep the prices low.
A bit of comfort in the air? Fucking hell. You are doing their bidding for them and you don't even realise it. Like I say, you would rather be up the arsehole of these multi-billion-dollar corporations who don't even know you exist.
They know we exist. That's why they make billions of dollars. All these companies started from nothing. They've earned the right to make that kind of money. They make that kind of money because they have hundreds of fucking airplanes these people do not understand how business works. They don't understand overhead. They don't understand what goes into maintaining an airplane, the inspections, the fuel, the luggage, the people that do the tickets, the security, whatever. I mean, as if the plane is free. And, we're just deciding to charge this much. You do understand that these airlines they're not charging more than they need to. They're charging probably less than they should. It's like, you think an airline wants to have the highest price? They're not going to sell as many tickets. Because people that go on planes and we have 2 planes. If they're both coach and I see this one, well, that's $500 and this one's $250. Guess which one the vast majority of people are going to choose? $250. So why would an airline charge more than they need to? One, if people will pay it. If people are going to pay it, then it's competitive. If they're able to charge more and get the same, wouldn't you? You'd raise your price. If you have 1,000 people buying tickets and you're charging 200, if you charge 250, and then you only have 900 people buying, well, you just raised $50 times, 900 people, you're making more of a profit. You might sell less tickets, but you're making more of a profit per ticket. So this is all bottom line. This is what businesses are trying to do. But it also opens the door for competitors. And you have other competitors that come in and smaller airlines that grow because they offer Planet Fitness of the skies, essentially. They'll offer lower rates. They grow a lot. They might take on more debt and take longer to be profitable, but maybe there's some sort of investment. They come in with a different structure. You have gyms that's why gyms like Equinox can be successful. I mean, I don't know their bottom line and where they're at, but you could have gyms like Equinox that charge what? What does Equinox charge? $300 a month, whatever. I'm sure there's higher tier memberships and luxury VIP rooms and whatever it is. You want national memberships. You're paying hundreds of dollars a month, but you have Planet Fitness where you're paying fucking 10. It's a whole different audience. It's a whole different type of client.
Over advocating for your own friends and family. Bananas, it would never be me.
Okay, again, These are people that want handouts. These people want handouts, people that don't work, people that don't produce for society. They don't provide value. You have people that don't provide any value in society that always want free handouts. So we have an epidemic of victimhood. All right. This is what Marxism does. There's always an oppressor class, the capitalism, the billionaire fat cats. Well, they're billionaires for a reason because they built a business to get to that point. All right. Most people can't scale a business like that. So when you look at Coca-Cola, as much as you might dislike, now it's a big brand. It started from nothing, like 100 and whatever, like 220, 30, 40 years ago. Okay. It started with nothing. Some guy in like a fucking cart, starting a business. And over the years, it just becomes this huge thing. And I'm not saying that some of these corporations don't do things that are wrong or that the product they make isn't garbage. But again, if people want to buy a product, they have the freedom to buy it. They should have the freedom to buy it. This is why I say when it comes to food and in the food supply, if people stop buying these ultra processed foods, guess what happens? Guess what happens? The prices are going to come down dramatically. They're going to change. If everyone said, I'm not eating at McDonald's anymore until they bring back and they start cooking with beef tallow, and everyone stopped buying McDonald's. Do you know how fast McDonald's would switch to beef tallow? Overnight. Overnight, they would switch. If all of a sudden everyone ghosted McDonald's, but people want a product. They want salt that has sugar in it. They want salt that has like aluminum salts. Like, it's disgusting. Their salt has like 3, 4, 5 ingredients. So if people demanded something, guess what? These companies would change overnight. If no one in the United States was like, I'm not buying that garbage. I'm not going to Burger King or Sonic. I'm not eating that trash anymore. They would change overnight. They would have to. They would lose all their business. They'd close down stores. They would change they'd have to cut back dramatically. So that's that. Why do you think all these smaller businesses have popped up? And they offer things with beef tallow and all these like small regenerative farms because there's demand for it. People want that, so they're filling a need. And then people are free to do business with these types of companies and make their better food choices. Because you have companies that understand, hey, these people don't want glyphosate. They don't want, grain-fed sick cattle. They don't want garbage food. They want high-quality, regeneratively farmed, grass-fed and grass-finished beef, at a competitive price, blah, blah. So then they create a business, they build, and they advertise or whatever, and then they grow, and that's how business starts. But that's the problem. You have people that are, and for all intents and purposes, let's say worthless for society. They just suckle, right? They're getting free money from the government. I'm not saying this individual. They're getting free money from the government and they want things for free. They want handouts. And that's the problem with these kinds of entitlement programs. You get people that are just trying to play the victim more. I need the most. I'm the most pathetic. Intersectionality. Well, I have all these. I'm Indian and I'm African American and I'm blah, 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 and I'm handicapped and I think I'm a woman. Oh, you must get all these free things. And they take away from people that are producing in society and they give it to these pathetic people. And then the people that produce are less incentivized to produce because they're fucking in shackles and they can't produce things at a better cost. And they get taxed out the ass and like, oh, the billionaires don't pay taxes. They pay tons of fucking taxes. If you make $100 billion a year in your company and you pay $5 billion in taxes, well, they don't get taxed enough. You don't think $5 billion is a lot of money? Oh, they don't give all their money away. Oh, they don't do everything for free. Oh, how bad. How evil for them. They don't give away their products for free. Nor should you. So again, you have weak people don't produce anything, provide no value, just wanting more. And that's exactly Sandotion says, in Canada, I'm paying almost 50% of my paycheck in taxes. And guess where that 50% is going? It's going to non-producers. It's going to the government. It's going to people that just take your money and don't get anything accomplished. Anytime the government takes money and sends millions or billions of dollars to these programs, it just goes to people. It's all administrative. Nothing gets solved because if it gets solved, they're not making money anymore. It's a scam. It's absolute theft. And they're stealing and they keep on printing more money. So they're taking 50% of your life because you're giving your energy and your life. They're stealing half your life. 50% in taxes is stealing half your life. And of the money that you do get, they keep on printing more money and debasing the currency. So they're stealing your future too, and your kids and your grandkids. It's evil. So you have these weak, pathetic people that don't produce anything, that just want from people that do produce. And guess what happens over time? People don't want to produce anymore. Well, I'm not going to fucking keep on doing that if you tax me. If you are growing a business and you're making money and you're gathering customers and the government's like, you know what, your taxes were 10%. Now it's going to be 30. You're like, oh, fuck, I'm working my ass off. You're less inspired to keep working. Oh, now it's going to be 40. We need more money because people need it. These people are lazy as fuck. And oh man, but there's so many homeless people. Let's take 50%. Are you going to work your ass off? Are you going to grow your business and expand if you're going to get 50, 60, 70%? You actually want to tax the most producing, the most productive people. You want to tax them less. You want them because they create jobs. They create jobs. When Elon Musk builds a new Tesla plant, when Elon Musk expands SpaceX, when Elon Musk does whatever, guess it's jobs. People are getting jobs. People that produce, that have businesses, create jobs. They create wealth. So hamstringing and handicapping and essentially putting them in fucking handcuffs, it actually destroys everything. Because these weak people are all the billionaires, have everything. They're billionaires. Why do you think they're billionaires? Because they're productive people. Because they created businesses that make billions of dollars. Because they produce value. Oh, this video. One of the videos in my folder is this fucking gunch. That weird fucking woman. The crazy fucking eyes. Yeah, we bring joy. So we don't even have to watch that video. Okay, do I have anything else for on X? No, shut down the government.
Lunchly.
Taxation's theft. Let's play this one because it's a super cringe. I forget when this was. I feel like this is from Tucker Carlson. Yeah, this is some sick shit. I forget when this was recorded. I think it was a while ago when she was DA or whatever, next to Gavin Newsom, who's just evil incarnate. Tucker Carlson posted this yesterday. I reposted it. He says, this is openly totalitarian. If we don't resist this, we're done. I'm not going to read the quote. I want you to listen to what she says. This is Camel Toe Harris.
Responsible behaviors among everybody in the community, and just because you legally possess a gun in the sanctity of your locked home doesn't mean that we're not going to walk into that home and check to see if you're being responsible and safe in the way you conduct your affairs.
I'll play it again.
Among everybody in the community, and just because you legally possess a gun in the sanctity of your locked home doesn't mean that we're not going to walk into that home and check to see if you're being responsible and safe.
I'm gonna read that. Okay, I'm gonna read the quote because he put it in his tweet. Quote: just because you legally possess a gun in the sanctity of your locked home doesn't mean that we're not going to walk into that home and check to see if you're being responsible. I'll read it again. Just because you legally possess a gun, that's a right. So legally, that's almost like an oxymoron. Legally possess a gun. There shouldn't be any legal about it. That's just my ability, my right to defend myself as a human being. You legally possess a gun in the sanctity of your locked home, aka private property, mine. Stay the fuck out of my private property. Doesn't mean that we're not going to walk into that home and check to see if you're being responsible. Now, what does that mean? Exactly. This is who she is. She's just a parrot for the establishment. That's an evil statement. That's about as evil as it gets. In other words, your private property doesn't exist. If we want to come in and see, like, are you okay? Are you doing what we want you to do? Well, you're not being responsible. What does that mean? What does being responsible mean? It means if they allow you to keep your guns, well, it's not up to you. That's an inalienable right. You cannot remove it. Again, this is why the Second Amendment is so important. Because if you don't have free speech, all you have, like, if you do not have guns, you just have total control. When you have censorship is just like soft dictatorship. It's soft totalitarianism. When you censor, that's weaponization of humanity. That's violence. Censorship is violence. It's just violence in a different way. You're suppressing the human mind. You're suppressing the human thought. You're suppressing humanity. And that's why it's the First and the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment protects the First. If you don't have guns, we're fucked. That's why all these other countries are fucked. The UK, oh, you got knives, bloke. No, you don't have any way to defend yourself. You can't speak. You can't defend yourself. And if we don't have money and an uninflatable currency is why I'm such a huge proponent of Bitcoin. If you have a money that's backed by force, which is what the US dollar is, the petrodollar. If you have a money that's backed by force and you have censorship and you don't have guns, all you do is you have force. If you don't have an agreed upon society and something that's of value that people are going to trade, all you have is violence. You just have violence and force and who can take the most and who can defend the most and who can keep it. She's a disgusting person. They're not lying. They say it over and over and over and over again, and they don't want you to believe your lying eyes. Oh, she didn't mean it like that. Oh, you don't say that. You don't say that casually. In other words, fuck your Second Amendment and your First Amendment and the Fourth, right? Quartering soldiers. Like, no, you cannot come into my house. No, you can't take my personal property. That's what taxation is. It's taking your personal property. It's stealing from you, and it's stealing from your kids, and it's stealing from your grandkids. And every time they send money to these criminals, they print money for fucking homelessness. They print money for any kind of bullshit government program. Anytime they send money to all these other countries that don't give a fuck about you, all they're doing is they're stealing from you. It's just theft. Because every time they print money, every time they hit Control P, it steals from you. Your money is worth less. All right, let's give away the Swole card. Sick fucking gains. Let's give that away. Oh, fuck yeah, bro. Let's go. Let's go. That hurt. Almost was spicy. Winner on Zaroon Blade, Jeff Tech 35. Congratulations.
Congratulations!
JT. All right, Jeff Tech 35. Thank you, James. 9.5. Respect. Jeff Tech 35. Congratulations. Send us an email to support@swolenumbers.com. Swole card 3058 in the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email. Congratulations, everyone. Yeah. Got heated today. I'm so sick of, look, they're telling you what they're going to do. That's what they want. They want it. The only reason that they get shut down is because people are like, fuck around and find out. That's very important. It's very important. Very important. Keep your guns, learn how to use it, and stand up and just say, no, fuck you. If everyone just says, no, fuck you, we're not doing that, then it doesn't happen. They need the workers, right? They need people to produce. And if people are like, no, we're not going to do that anymore, then it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Hanging on a thread. This is why it's important when Ron DeSantis, says like, no, we're going to investigate this ourselves. We don't trust the FBI. FBI is investigating Trump, but they're going to investigate the second assassination attempt. It's a scam. It really is a scam. So just wake up to it, opt out, buy some Bitcoin, buy some guns, get your food and water, learn how to garden, focus on becoming more independent, lift weights, get quality sleep, focus on yourself, focus on your health. It's paramount, and live your life. Read books. Don't over stress this kind of stuff because, focus on your local environment and be in a good place and take care of yourself. And if you're in these like confined cities and these blue areas, get the fuck out. Like, get out. Get out of these areas. Get out. Cupcakes Don't Kill. You can check out the Amazon bookstore. I got a lot of Bitcoin books in there. Great one to start with is Price of Tomorrow by Jeff Booth. What's the other one? the Bitcoin Standard is a good one to start with as well. You just need to learn about the history of money. That's what a lot of these books do. It just talks about production and how money works and what freedom exchange. You just have to learn, like, layered money is a good one. Teaches you about the different layers in the monetary system. There's a lot of great books out there. And also, if you want to learn about the structure and how, like, literally, technically, how Bitcoin functions, what's it called? Inventing Bitcoin. I think it's Jan Pritzker. That might be wrong. But that's a good book as well. Explains how Bitcoin actually functions. So anyway, great books. There's great podcasts. The What Is Money Show with Robert Breedlove is a great Bitcoin podcast to listen to also. And yeah, it's fantastic. My main recommendation is to, download an app like Swan or River and just buy $10, buy $50 of Bitcoin, buy $100, get a hard wallet, and then just learn. Because if you don't have any skin in the game, you don't really know how it works. But once you like I'm saying, once you buy, or Cash App, once you buy like $50, you're just more curious. Oh, what I buy? What is that? It's very minimal. You can buy a few dollars. You don't have to buy an entire Bitcoin. You don't have to spend $63,000, dollars. It's 100 million Satoshis. You don't have to buy one. People are like, oh, it's too expensive. It's not too late. It's the very beginning. So you're not late at all, but get ready, because it's probably going to pump through the end of the year and next year too. But just never invest in anything that you're not willing to keep for 5 or 10 years. It's a long-term investment, but this is how you protect your time. It's how you protect your money. It's how you protect your wealth. And it's how the value of your time increases over time. And that's why people invest in the S&P and people invest in these different companies, because over time, the value should be increasing. The value should be going up. In other words, your stored human energy should be getting more valuable over time. But if you keep cash in a bank or under your mattress, guess what? It's worth less. You go back and let's say you buy a house from like the late 1800s. You buy a house and then you rip up the floorboards because you're remodeling it. It happens all the time. And people find money. They find a suitcase or a tin container in the yard, and they find, $1,000. Well, if it was like 1910 or the 1890s, $1,000, that person put away a lot of money. But still $1,000 today, but it's like, okay. You take it to a bank, you get new bills, or you're just like, okay. It's not that much. It was a lot then. So, having cash in the bank, not that there aren't times when you have cash, like when the market is kind of like uncertain, it's good to stockpile cash, because when things go down, that's when you get opportunities to invest at a better rate, or when the real estate market pulls back and there's, recessions or concessions and restructuring, et cetera, when there's a dip in the market, that's when people are selling, that's when you usually want to buy. So if you have cash, that's a good opportunity. However, cash is just gets devalued. And as they keep on printing money and so on and so forth, it's just getting more and more worthless. So when you understand supply and demand, you understand, the hardest money ever created is Bitcoin, that it's uninflatable. And when you realize the importance of that, like gold will fluctuate, kind of go up and down. But if the gold price soars up, then a lot of these gold mines will just kick on again. A lot of these gold mines are in the negative, or they're not profitable. So they shut down mining. And if prices go up, they start mining again. So gold is very inflatable. Gold is not scarce. There's a lot more gold. And if the price goes up, they'll start mining more because it's worth more. And then the price will come back down because they dig more out of the ground when it's less profitable. But you can't create more Bitcoin. And in our digital age, and it's permissionless. It's the only money that you can actually personally own. So if you have your Bitcoin, you have it in cold storage, it's yours. No one can take it. You own it. Like, it's yours. So anyway, it's fascinating. And, I'm not telling you how to invest your money, but for me, it's the most logical. It's just the most rational and logical solution. Just like most things, people don't understand it. People don't understand the elimination diet, eating quality foods. Now you're starting to hear about seed oils and vegetable oils and ultra processed food and atrazine and glyphosate. We've been talking about it for fucking a decade. I've been in this field, like even before I started Swolenormous, I've been eating grass-fed beef liver and aware of this since like 2008 or 09, 2010. Like, now it's kind of coming around like, oh shit, these things are bad for us. It's like, yeah, this is the beginning of it. Now you're starting to hear more people talk about seed oils. It's, we've been talking about it for a long time. It's still not even mainstream yet, but it's getting more into it, right? So it takes a long time for people to come around to things. And if you look at nutrition and training in the sense of these types of investments, you realize how many people they don't talk about it. They don't want to hear about it. I've been telling people about Bitcoin for years and they don't listen. So it's like, I stopped. I'm like, okay, fine. If people are curious, they'll ask me. It's like, fine. I'm not going to push people on anymore. You don't want to do it. It's like, you will eventually, and you'll miss out on the upside. So like anything else, the elimination diet, it's so simple. It's right there. The different quality in food. You talk about people, cut out the breads and vegetable oils and seed oils and sugar. It's like, oh no, well I can't. Yeah, but what if I go here and then what if I get? It's like, oh, then shut the fuck up and stay fat. Then stay fat. You don't want to believe it. It's the same thing with Bitcoin. It's just like, oh yeah, people don't understand anything about money. They just don't understand. It's the same thing with the nutrition. And then you start seeing the unlock. It's like, oh, this is the same as that. Hide from the sun, slather your body with sunscreen, hide in the shade. Oh my God, you're going to get skin cancer. It's like, I'm going to go out in the sun right now. It looks beautiful. I can't wait to roast my nips. Fuck out of here. So most people don't know what they're talking about. And if you want to be like the masses, if you want to be fat, fucking poor, miserable, depressed, have all these artificial made up diseases because you're just poisoning yourself, then go do what they're going to do. But if you actually want to do better, look at people that are doing better. And then, maybe there's something there. Bitcoin was fucking nothing. Bitcoin was like a couple $1,000s in 2017. Like, oh, it's at 63. It goes down to like 40 or 30. Oh, Bitcoin's dead. It's over. Are you retarded? It was worth nothing. It wasn't even like in 2010, 2011. It was like a couple pennies. It was $1. And now it's at 63,000. Like, oh, and it goes down to 30. Oh, Bitcoin's dead. It's over. What are you talking? It's only up like 200,000%. And then it goes to 70 and comes down. It's just chilling at 63. That's the least interesting thing. It just shows how worthless the dollar is. It's like, okay. Yeah, Bitcoin's dead. It's just, it's magic internet money. Like, who knows? There's no tangible, but like, okay, sure. Sure. It goes down to 40 or 50. Oh my God, it's crashing. These are people that don't understand network effects. They don't understand price discovery. They don't understand volatility and that Bitcoin is only volatile to the upside. They do not understand. And it's fine. And when you understand nutrition more and the elimination diet and then what we talk about here in the podcast every day, and you realize, oh, it's the same thing as that. People don't understand that either. And then it's like, oh, like, don't you get it? Don't you get it? No, people don't get it. So you can't help people that don't want to be helped. And it's like, eventually they'll find out about it. They'll find out about it when it's at 500K. Like, oh my God, I wish I bought it back in. Yeah, well, I told you, you don't want to listen. So whatever, do your own research. But it's the same thing with nutrition when people are just eating garbage, eating poison and pretending like it's fine. And, well, I can't give up my cookies. I can't give up my sodies. Sure you can. That's it. Overtime tomorrow. We'll talk to you then. Episode 3059, overtime after. Join us, swolenormousx.com. App's coming soon. And check out the buy one, get one 50% off over at Swolenormous Apparel. That's papaswolio.com. Check it out. Look at this guy. Come on. There's no guy. There's no guy like this. Look how happy he is. You know why? It's because he's surrounded by awesome merch. Fuck your pumpkin spice, Swoleverine, Deadlift and Swoleverine, buy one, get one 50% off. Look at those best sellers. Deadlift, Swoleverine, Go the Fucky Gym, Pumpkinhead, Super Swole Bros, Gain Dolph, You Shall Not Fast, Barbell Girl, Death Vader, Swoleopoly, Forest Pump, Back to the Fucking Gym. All of it. Buy one, get one 50% off. Buy 30, get 30, 50% off. No, I'm saying you buy 30, I might even give you a reach around. You know what I'm saying? All right, that being said, we'll talk to you later. Leave us a 5-star review, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Love you, Beaches. Peace, McGee's, Deuce, Magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they can't laugh and they so mad, it's like
chain, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint. We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant, on topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no ollies.